Who's doing what? The first thing that needs to be figured out is who will be handling what aspects of your wedding day. This is often a difficult situation because people will go one of two ways. They may want to do anything and everything for you. They may want to pay for everything, spoil you rotten and make sure that everything is perfect for you. They often want a controlling hand in the wedding planning to go along with this, though. They may instead want to play a minimal role in your wedding, making sure that you pay for and lead the way in your wedding decisions. Of course, you are looking for the happy medium here. To make sure that this happens, the first thing that you need to do is to get together those that will play a large role in your wedding celebration and planning, including those that do want to play a role and those that are close family. This would include parents, step-parents, and grandparents. Siblings. Godparents or mentors within the family or friend structure. Close friends. The wedding party. When everyone can come together, they can make decisions as a whole or at least find out what role they will play in this very important day for you and for them. Now, who's doing what? The wedding etiquette breakdown of who's who. Here's a breakdown of some of the most important players and what they are traditionally supposed to do on your wedding day. Mother of the bride. Number 1 goal is to make sure that the bride's wishes are carried out the way that she wants them to be. The mother of the bride is there to help her to make sure that what she wants and what she needs happens. It is very important that the mother of the bride allows for the bride's tastes, desires and needs to be provided for. This does not mean that they can dictate what happens, but rather should ensure that what does is what the bride wants. As one of the largest role players, here are her responsibilities. The wedding attire. The mother of the bride should help to find the perfect dress for the wedding, including undergarments and accessories. Not your tastes, but hers should come through. Guest lists. The mother of the bride should help to organize guest lists, coordinating with the mother of the groom. If the mother of the groom does not contact her, she should make the first attempt. Invitations and announcements. Wedding etiquette is essential when it comes to letting the world know about your new upcoming marriage and the invitations that you send to your guests. Getting this right really does set the stage for what your guests will think and feel about you for the next months. Wedding invitation design. One of the first things to determine is how the wedding invitation will be set up. Whose name goes first? What happens when things are more than just a simple wedding? The fact is that there are many questions that come up with the wedding invitation design. First, here are a few etiquette-friendly methods of writing an invitation. Start with the sponsor or the bride's parents' names. Mr. and Mrs. Bob Smith should be the beginning of the invitations. Follow this with, request the honor of your presence at the marriage of their daughter. Next, include the first names of the bride and the groom, Anne Marie to Mr. Adam Jones. Follow this with the date and time of the wedding followed by the location. The invitation should also include the groom's parents if both will be helping to pay for or sponsor the wedding. The bride's parents' names should be first, followed by the groom's. If the bride and the groom are sending the invitations, their names should appear such as this: Miss Anne Marie Smith and Mr. Adam Jones. Now, it gets a bit trickier when you add in the divorces and other complications. To determine what the right way to design the wedding invitation is, remember this. The parents that are issuing the invitations, sponsoring the wedding, paying for the wedding should have their name go first. If you have more than one parent, start the invitation with the bride's parents, father first, and then the groom's parents second. There are also special situations that can follow these rules, such as brothers and sisters hosting the wedding, grandparents and many, many more. The goal is to give proper respect to the individuals that are sponsoring the wedding first and foremost. List the purpose of the invitation on it. For example, this should be an invitation to the marriage of their daughter or an invitation to the celebration of their daughter's marriage for a reception only. If there is no reception or only selected guests will be there, the invitation would be directed as an invitation for the ceremony of marriage of the daughter. Destination wedding etiquette. Destination weddings are very popular. In fact, in some ways, etiquette rules have not yet caught up to the destination theme at all. Yet, when it comes to this type of wedding style, you really do have a lot to think about before you go off to get married. Destination weddings are weddings in which you will travel to a location other than any place near to you, to be married. These weddings are common in resorts and other fabulous places. Yet, although they are so popular, that does not mean that they are the best choice for everyone, especially those with a large family that is expecting a large celebration of the wedding. While the ultimate decision about a destination wedding is all up to you, it is common practice to ensure that the wedding satisfies everyone's needs. Here are some basic tips that we will expand on later. Tip 1. Do not expect the world to follow you to your destination wedding. Not many of your guests will be able to afford it, find travel arrangements or get off of work to go. So, expect for some not to be able to come with you for your wedding. Tip 2. Send out invitations and hold the date cards to your guest well in advance. Several months should be given if you accept them to come so that they can get the proper travel arrangements made, including the necessary legal documents if it is out of the country. Tip 3. Do something for those that cannot make it to your wedding but are close enough to you that want to celebrate your wedding with you at home. For example, you can have your wedding ceremony in Hawaii, but have a reception back at home too for those that could not make it. Etiquette for the wedding. There are several things that come into play when it comes to a destination wedding ceremony. The first is the cost. Unlike a traditional wedding ceremony, it is not going to fly for the parents to pay for this type of wedding celebration, especially when most are counting on that big wedding to celebrate your marriage. So, if you plan to have a destination wedding, plan to sit down and talk to those that will be paying for it. There are many additional costs folded into the wedding itself here. One benefit to the wedding destination is that most will take care of all of the planning for your wedding for you. They can help you to make arrangements for the ceremony, lodging, foods, and even for legal requirements. This does lessen the amount of planning that you will be required to do, but it may also limit you to what you can do yourself. Depending on the level of comfort you have in giving someone else the ability to handle your wedding, should be a consideration here.